This is the 21st season of Bass Talk Live. BTL is presented by Bass Cat Boats, Strike King Lures, AFTCO, Pro Guide Batteries, Spro, Gamakatsu, The Bass Tank, Denali Rods, Beatdown Outdoors, and Sunline.
BTL coming at you.
Good morning and welcome to another exciting edition of BTL Bass Talk Live, where we are going to talk about bass fishing. A lot of moving and shaking going on this week across a number of different industries. And we're going to talk to one of the guys today. Long-time BTL listener. So, some might say the longest. I think we've talked about this on the show before, but I remember with Mark Jeffries, he said, "Hey, look at this hat. I've had this hat since before I qualified for the Elite Series." I want to say it was 2009, 2010, somewhere around that time. And then we've always had him on. One of the things I like about the Cajun baby, Cliff Crochet, is his ability to be candid and talk about his career. So we'll bring him in right now. Back for the annual, I think it was this time last year that we had you on, Cliff, where you're talking about fishing the Bassmaster Opens. And now you're fishing the Npfl next year.
I am.
So first of all, is that a real tree in the background, Cajun baby?
That is not a real tree.
Yeah. I thought about, so Court and I, our first Christmas married. And we were considering getting a real tree, ended up going the non-real tree route.
Bro, so I like the real tree. I really enjoy a real tree. It smells good and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But as it always goes back to my kids, I have 4 of them, and they animals in a good way. So with a real tree, who knows what could happen? So we just go with the fake tree. And it works out for us.
I feel like you're just a couple years away, though, from having all of those kids able to find, cut down, and bring said tree into the house while you just sit back and sip on eggnog.
A big cypress tree.
Don't cut down cypress trees. We've been through that last year in the Elite Series. It didn't end well.
Yeah, you can't cut them.
You can't cut down cypress trees, KG baby.
As long as they're not in wetlands, you can.
Yeah. Have you ever actually tried to cut down a cypress tree? I feel like it'd be like really dense hard wood to cut, like a legit cypress tree. Like take a saw to it. I feel like you couldn't cut through it.
So I never cut one personally, but my old man and them used to drag them out the swamp. Sunken cypress, drag it out the swamp, mill it, get it cut, and that's what he got in his living room.
So like cypress trees that were like underwater, dead, waterlogged.
Yep.
Hook a chain up to it, drag it out, and then really?
Yeah.
Like a cypress tree kitchen table.
Kitchen table, cabinets, walls. It's pretty cool stuff.
I would totally be down for that. Are you a handy guy, like woodworking, fixing stuff around the house, like that type of thing, or not?
Not at all. No.
Why are you laughing?
Bro, I'm not. I'd like to maybe mess with some woodwork or whatever, but I'm not good at it, bro. I ain't got no tools. You got to have a vision to be able to see stuff, and then you got to be able to like work backwards on it to go forward with wood projects, and I'm not good with none of that.
I feel like you're one of the few in your parish who is not handy with the woodworking.
They got some talented people.
Yeah.
They do have some talented people, and I'm not one of them at all. Not when it comes to woodwork or basically outside of fishing and football. I'm really not talented at anything. And the football's a push. That's a stretch.
Are you still coach? Were you coaching this year?
I did.
What were you coaching?
I coached running backs at Assumption High School, and I had a tough season, dude. But tough season.
Like how tough?
Like 2-8 didn't make the playoffs tough.
Oh yeah, that's a tough season. At least you got a couple. At least you got a couple wins.
Got a couple wins. Had a couple games that could have went, either way. So we just gotta fix a few things and get better, and life will be good. But and you can see this jersey back here.
Yeah,
that's I think that's Lee's jersey. Ben and Lee played ball this year.
Flag football, or did they just start real football down in Pier Park?
No, tackle ball.
How old?
Well, they both started at they were physically 7-year-olds, but they were
tackle ball at 7.
6.
Tackle ball at 6.
Yep. 6. Well, right when they turned 7. And Lee's team won a Super Bowl and Ben's team lost in the semifinals. But that youth football is awesome to watch too.
Do they do that? Do they do that thing down there where like the 7-year-olds are getting like rings the size of their hands?
Yeah, the Super Bowl champs get rings. And I don't want to go too far down this.
What are your thoughts on that, Cajun baby?
Man, listen, I'm not saying nobody's right or wrong, but we need to do a good job in youth sports and teaching the correct things. And I'm not saying anybody's teaching the wrong things. I'm just saying we got to make sure as adults we do a good job in youth sports and teaching the things that the life lessons that youth sports are great for.
Like as an individual who is not a parent, does not have any children in athletics, I feel like the ring level should start at high school state championship. Like ring should be like a coveted thing that very few people have, to where when you say, hey, what is that ring that you're sporting? You can say, and they're impressed with it.
Well, the ring deal was funny because like what my kids get today as a ring, we got back in the day as a trophy, but it was that high you put it on your dress at home. It's just there's a fine line with like winning and learning and that kind of stuff. So what's that
one of these bad boys.
Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Okay. We're talking with Cliff, the Cajun baby, Cliff Crochet, about participation trophies. I know the EQ guys all got rings this year, but I think that Cliff he's back. All right.
That's one of the boys' collections right there. I mean, it's cool. They love them.
Wait, whose collection is that?
This is Ben's.
That's Ben's. And Ben is what? How old's Ben now?
10.
Ben is 10 now, and Ben has how many Super Bowl rings?
How many rings he got, sir? 5? 5 Super Bowl rings?
Let's see him.
No. I don't know. He got 4 or 5. This is yeah, this is Super Bowl. Raider Super Bowl.
Okay.
And then we got this is another Super Bowl. That was 2022. This is 2024.
Holy smoke, those things look fancy as heck.
2024. No, it's all good, bro. They get all pumped up and stuff.
Yeah.
I just,
Am I being the old guy quit playing in my yard?
What's that?
Am I being like the old guy, like the get out of my yard for the kids by being critical of Super Bowl rings for 6-year-olds?
No, like I'm all cool with the rings, bro. You just, the participation, that winners getting trophies is a good thing. The participation trophy is a whole nother conversation. It's just
yeah. Do you think we're experiencing that maybe a little bit in fishing with a younger generation that doesn't appreciate the grind and expects the rewards without putting in the pain and effort? Just you're just because I mean I know how you grinded to get to the Elite Series and grinded to stay on the Elite Series back in the early days. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, bro. Like times have changed. People got their own paths. Like that. You always hear people talk about daddy's money and whatnot. And so if your daddy got money, good for you. If your daddy ain't got money, find a way to grind. I don't know if they got shortcuts or not. I think there's more opportunities, which is nobody's fault. I mean, it's just times have changed. So opportunities are good and people take advantage of them, you know.
How old were you when you first qualified?
I was 26 and young.
26 and young. When you
26
launched your
26 and
boat
young.
in the first Elite Series tournament, did you feel like you could compete, like you could win, like you knew what you were doing, or was it immediately a survival? I know I need to learn a lot. Let's get through this to where we can put some miles under our belt and get to where we can compete on a regular basis. Like, what was your just you personally? Like, what? Think back to that time. What was your kind of thought process during those first couple years as a 26-year-old on the Elite Series?
Here's what I call the stupid factor, right? And I enjoyed this time. I really did. I hope to get back to it. The stupid factor. I was too stupid to know any better. That I was too stupid to know if I was good enough or not good enough. And I didn't really care. Like, I just knew I was there, and I was going that way. I was gonna fish as hard as I could, make it work. Whatever I didn't know, I was gonna fake it. I just remember that same thing, like with any fishing, any tournament. Like, you don't know. It might not work out. It might, but if it does, I remember just thinking, let's just roll. Let's go wide open and see where it ends up at. And a time or two, it kind of almost worked out, and it was fun. But here's the cool deal. You know, talking about youth sports and fishing and all that stuff. That's the cool stuff, bro. Like, it's when it works, it feels so good and it's awesome. But when it don't work, you don't win. Shit, you just want to get back and try again. Like, you know the deal. You put your boat on a trailer and you got beat up, and you're like, God, this sucks. I hate this. But about 10 minutes down the road, you're like, I can't wait to go to the next one.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think so? How old are you now?
42.
26.
42 and young.
All right. So do you think that there is a let me see how I word this. So you're in like a group of what I would call like the next generation of anglers that are now carrying the torch. They're veterans. I mean, you talk about, Polinick was just in the last couple of classes. He's like the most veteran angler, second most veteran angler in the classic. These guys you've been doing this for well over a decade now. Do you think that 38 to 45 year class is like in a weird position in professional fishing right now, as far as building a career, how to fish, what to fish, where to fish, what style they need to fish, what they need to adapt to? Like, it seems like, just speak personally for you, because you're in that group.
Yeah, our group is weird, bro, because what happened is like life changed, society changed, business changed. When I started in 2009, like, it wasn't social media. It was still print and TV and exposure and
internet, websites.
Yeah, websites and Bass Zone and that stuff. And it was still writers' conferences and that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then we went through a change into social media, and it was like, I ain't doing that stuff. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what it was. Yeah. And now that's the way of the world. We went, like, I remember Side Scan was just out. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a whole, like, everything fast forwarded really quick in the business and in society. And we got caught between not young enough to, like, we almost was involved in too much. We saw too much of the change.
Like, you caught the tail end of the
good stuff, the simple stuff.
The Swindle, Skeet, Kevin, the ESPN stuff, the Elite Series, the TV, the magazine covers. And then, now
it's all online. Create your own stuff. That's the biggest thing. So in the fishing world, like, it went from counting on people to create your content and get your impressions and all of that stuff. And then it went to, like, currently, you got to create your own stuff. If you ain't creating your own stuff, you out. Off the water, it really changed. And on the water, it changed too, as it always does and always will.
Yeah.
But off the water was really weird.
A lot of people don't talk about this, but I think that's a lot of what professional, like you're a professional angler, like you want to make your living tournament fishing, representing your sponsors, catching them on a frog, catching them on a bait and saying, hey, this is it. And they say the Cajun baby flips this, the Cajun baby twitches that. That's what I'm buying in a perfect world.
Right.
Right. But I also feel like there's a lot of anglers behind the scenes that this isn't talked about a lot. They really struggle trying to find their niche in social media to stay relevant 365 days a year because, you know,
it's a fight, dude. It's a fight. It's
like,
a fight.
I know you struggle with that. I know I've got guys that it would blow their mind on, and then they're not just talking to me, but they're calling going, what do you think about a series this? What do you think about trying that? Do you know a camera guy who can film this? Do you think this would be interesting? Who would be interested in watching this? And it's a bunch of guys behind the scenes that are all trying to find their angles to stay relevant 365 days a year in a news cycle that changes so fast.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, we went from, you know, this ink pen is good because ABC. And then now the industry has changed into like being producer, being a content producer, which is cool, which is just there's nothing wrong with that. That's just where it went to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And them old cats used to fish some tournaments, go deer hunting. Life was good. And then like when we were younger, it was like the myth. It was like the myth of people, like the myth of Rick Clunn. You know what I'm saying? Even back in the day, it was the myth of Tommy Biffle. Like I knew somebody who knew those cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A little superhero status.
Yeah. And now it's like
you had some of that. You had a little bit of that, like Cajun Baby, the youngest sheriff ever out of Pierre Part, Louisiana. He frogs, he flips, he kind of, you know, you've kind of taken advantage of that over the years too.
Yeah, it was. And it was like that in the beginning. That's that transition I'm talking about. And then it went to you got to expose your life and entertain people. And it's been it's an interesting time, dude. It's awesome. It was that gap is really awesome, in a frustrating, awesome kind of way.
And the other part that is not often talked about is a lot like really during that transition. So you could say that I would say like 2014, 2015 is when it kind of started. That's when you saw like some Polynix and some guys really starting to take advantage of it, but it wasn't universally necessary until like 2018, 19, 20. Well, then the split happened in 19. You know, that's kind of started to go down in 18 and 19. And then you had the COVID in 2021. So there's like this kind of time period where I think there is a seismic change in the industry as a whole, what the fans expected, what the fans wanted, what the tournament organizations offered, what that was from like that 2018 to 2021 was more change, I think, than from the very first classic where Ray Scott, you know, ripped open the envelope and said, we're headed to Lake Mead. So
two things about that whole transition, right? The first one is shout out to Clark Ream, right? Clark's the coolest dude in the world. You gotta love Clark.
Clark Ream, shout out.
Clark was the first dude I remember taking advantage of social media, and only Clark could have been that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the first dude I remember taking advantage of it. And you heard people talking smack, what he's doing, and he's stupid, and I'm not doing that. And then, because we fishermen, we outdoorsmen, we disappear for hours at a time, and we hardcore, and we got secrets, and that myth that we talked about. And then fast forward to like you said, 20, that 18, 19, 20 into society doing his deal, taking course. And the same dudes that were talking shit about Clark, and the same, rough dudes that are not into this new social media stuff, but they had to eat a little crow. And if you go look at every professional fisherman's social media, a lot of you either got on the train or got run over by the train. You know what I'm saying? And it went from like sponsors started telling people, hey, Matt, man, you need to sign up and start doing that stuff. And it went from like one post a week about this ink pen. And now it's evolved to this vlog that everybody does.
Is it good or bad? Or is it just life?
It's both. And it's just life. It is what it is. There's pros and cons to everything.
All right. Let's talk fishing then. So Bass Pro Tour for, Elite Series for 10 years. Then Bass Pro Tour through last season. Then you jumped in and fished all 8 opens, and you didn't have a bad year. You have to remember, we're talking 150 to 240 boats. Like, you did not have a bad year. You string 4 of your tournaments out of any of the 8 into any of them, and you're fishing the EQs. Yeah. Like, it was just, seemed like you were just like one bite away in like all of them from being in the top 50 in either or both divisions.
Yeah. So here's a story. I was happy to go back to Bass, fish the opens, all in. Last year, there was no doubt I was going to qualify for EQs and requalify for the elites. I mean, that has to be your thought process going in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fish some cool water. Had a lot of fun fishing. It just didn't quite go the way I thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we started hearing a lot of not rumors this offseason, but a lot of anglers, a lot of momentum. Let's say that momentum towards the Npfl, which went to no forward facing sonar for any of their events. You fish all 3. It's a $5,000 entry fee. We've had president of the Npfl on, talked about, the strategy, the game plan. And I think when they just came out last month with the 130 confirmed anglers, there's 48 of those anglers who have competed at either the Bass Pro Tour or the Elite Series level. You have 3 classic champs in it. You have 5 FLW or, pro circuit champs in it. You got guys like Rick Clunn, Andy Morgan, Randall Tharp. You got guys fishing both tours and all that. And then your name was on the list, which was definitely highlighted. I know that.
Check this out. So I'm pretty simple dude, right?
Yeah.
Whether you love him or hate him or whatever. Randy Blockett did a TikTok post or a YouTube post or whatever.
Yeah.
Facebook post. Randy Blockett mentioned my name. How cool is that? Now, some people think Randy's out there and whatnot, but dude, Randy Blockett, with the dude who wore Tevas feather with the hair, you know what I'm saying? Like, Randy may or may not be whatever, but at one point, dude, and he still is Randy Blockett. You know what I'm saying? Randy Blockett's like, man, it's kind of like when we did In the House. Like, I was on Bass Zone. Like, that's some of the cool shit I still think is cool. You know what I'm saying? Randy Blockett said my name. How cool is that?
To each their own. So talk about the decision to go to the Npfl. I know that it was a decision that you did not take lightly and required a lot of thought and a lot of conversation.
Yeah. So here's a story. So I'm fishing Npfl 2026. I do want to go back and fish the opens to try to requalify for the elites. Everything is financial. So if there's anybody out there that wants to see me on the opens, give me a call. We can check it out, discuss sponsorship opportunities, and I will fish one division that opens. I had to make a decision, and I could only fish so much, and I ended up going to Npfl. Dude, here's what I'm looking for, and here's what I need to find. I want to find that innocence that I talked about when we started this conversation. Dude, I might even shave my beard like I did back in the day and start dipping tobacco again like I did back when.
Don't do that.
And no, I'm not going to do that. But I just want to go fish a tournament, bro. I don't want to have to qualify for nothing, requalify for nothing. I just want to fish, catch the 5 biggest fish in the world. I just want to go fishing. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, we tried to grow an organization, grow the sport, ABC, you know, the whole list of stuff that we tried to do and didn't do. And I just want to go fish a tournament, bro, and try to win $100,000 and have fun, and life will be good.
When was the last year that you would say you fished comfortably without any thoughts in your head, where it was, I'm where I want to be, this is great, I'm doing it, and everything is copacetic?
Now, so let me start with this. The reason why I hadn't been there, you know, everything's bittersweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, when you start throwing kids and marriage and responsibility and adult life, shit changes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At one point, and I enjoy all of that stuff. I did it all by choice. I love my wife. She's right here. She's smoking hot. I got 4 awesome kids.
Holding a baseball bat. She put all 4 of those rings on her hand right now when you started talking like that.
I mean, life is good, bro. I got everything I ever wanted.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, from a professional side, I'm in the league with stability, with the sponsorship, with, you know, from that side to where you weren't on the water wondering, am I in the right league? Am I making the right choice? Am I going to be able to do this next year? Is this sponsorship going to be good? Am I doing the social media the way that I need to keep my sponsors happy? Like, when was that last year where it was, I'm there without any of that noise?
Bro, the last thing I remember that was so awesome was the Classic at Conroe.
The Jordan Lee I broke down and caught 30 pounds Classic.
Yeah, I remember that was awesome. That was an awesome tournament. I finished like 20th in that when I was in 3rd place after the first day. Made some mistakes on the water, but I like that whole season right there. So here's where it was cool. It was cool. I remember it was awesome. And this is all fact. It's embarrassing, but it's fact. But when my performance started, when I had to catch them every year to requalify, where I lost enough drops and requalifying got to be the purpose for every year, and you feel that pressure. That's when it started creeping, and it's kind of like Ricky Bobby, you know. I saw the fear. I felt the fear.
What percent of guys?
Hey, here's bro, and that is like, that's embarrassing.
That's not embarrassing. But why is that? Why is that embarrassing?
Well, I should have never been.
There's nothing embarrassing about it.
But yeah, when I had to perform to requalify, and I think I'm a pretty tough dude, and I enjoy pressure, and but when that is on, when that dog is chasing you, it play with my mind.
What? Okay, let's say there's 100 on the Elite Series. There's 50 on the Bass Pro Tour now. Let's say there's thank you, Justin. I do that too. But here's how I quit doing it. I rip I always break it off, or else I sit there and pop it too. So if you notice, all my pens are broken off.
Thank you, Justin. Sorry about that. Thanks for
what? No, it's all good. What percent of professional anglers in 2025 are fishing with internal struggles that you don't see on the TV, as far as, am I in the right place? Are my sponsor dollars going to be there? Is this tour going to be there the next year? Do you think there's way more? And do you think that could be some of the reason why there's so many 19 to 23-year-olds that are succeeding right now, because there's an incoming crop where you were at 26, and there's a lot more guys that are on the water that there's stuff in their head that's getting in the way of performance?
I think I don't know. It's probably the same thing in other professional sports. You know what I'm saying? In other professional sports, people start getting old and their body starts breaking down, and here's technology and other angles and other leagues and business decisions and stuff. I don't know, probably that's probably a good group. I don't know. I don't know what the percentage is, but there's a percentage that worries about that. And then here's the funny part. I think it's funny. I don't know. There's another group in professional fishing. You know this. These dudes are psychopaths. They don't care about nothing but catching fish. They don't care about nothing. They don't care about their boats. They don't care about their friends. They don't care about their family. Some of them have no friends. Some of them have no family. They don't care about money. Am I lying? Or am I telling you?
No. You're 100% right.
And some of them are great dudes and whatever. But
some of them aren't.
Some of them aren't. But like some people care about all that stuff we talk about, sponsors and league and where we going, and some of them don't. It's an interesting group of people.
Yeah.
But I do know this, because there's the high school to college deal. It's just everything has sped up. You know what I'm saying? And the older group of guys, even the guys before me, and my group, like, fishing is all about teaching and learning and that kind of stuff. And there's more and more and more information that's been put out every day. So people are getting introduced to it earlier, learning.
I mean, you're giving that information. You're out there on the Chaffalaya Basin. You're out there in your backyard doing hook sets and giving away the juice some.
Maybe the dudes before me taught us too well. Maybe we teaching the dudes coming up a little bit too well. I don't know.
What was your conversation like with the Npfl? Did you literally just go online, fill out the application? Did you get a call? Did you chat with people? Like, how did that kind of come about? Because I'll say it, Cliff, that's a big get for the Npfl to have the Cajun baby on there and kind of your style, what you're known for, how you fish, the way the Npfl has kind of positioned themselves as the no nonsense. This is how it is. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, you fit the Npfl from an outsider kind of looking in.
And that's good. Maybe that's so here's the story. So no forward facing sonar. Like I'm not against it or far or whatever. They can do it, whatever. But I'm excited to fish a tournament without it. You know what I'm saying? I do think it fits my style. So here's my first contact with Npfl, right? Goes back a year ago. I'm not sure if I'm going. I'm not sure where I'm going or whatever. So Npfl comes out with a application for last year. And so I fill it out just to get some, because they didn't have a whole lot of information out about it. You know what I'm saying? So I fill it out just to get some information, see if I'm going opens or Npfl or what's going to happen. So I fill it out, bro. And like 2 days later, this dude, Brad Fuller, calls me.
You need to turn off your Lane Kiffin notifications. Plane just landed.
So that's baseball stuff, local rec ball, getting ready for baseball season.
So Brad, who's a president of the Npfl, we've had him on BTL. If you haven't had a chance, go back, watch Brad Fuller's interview. Great interview, very candid. Opened it up 2 months ago, kind of on the whole last 6 years with the Npfl. All right, continue.
Yeah, so I don't know this dude. I just hear a little bit about him, Npfl, what they're doing. So he calls me and he's like, "Hey, Cliff, what's up? This is Brad, Npfl. You applied, what you got?" So we talked for like, 45 minutes or whatever. And it kind of, we talked about Npfl and fishing and industry and where they going. And then, so I decided last year to fish Bass Open. So I tell him, "Hey, Brad, thanks for the phone call, whatever. But I'm gonna go to the Opens because I think that's where I need to be and life is good." So he's like, "All right, no problem." I'm like, "Well, I'll never fish there again. Yeah, I never fish there because this dude ain't gonna let me back in." So fish 2025, fish the Opens. Life goes on, things happen. End of the season, it's time to prepare for next year. And I'm like, where you want to fish? I looked at all my options. I like Npfl, so I apply again. And I'm like, they'll never let me in because I told them no last year.
Yeah.
And Brad Fuller calls me back. "What's up, Cliff?" We talk back and forth again. It's all good. And, I told him why I fished Opens last year and was real with him and was honest. And And I thought that would work against me, that I turned down, I showed interest the first time and didn't take it.
Mhm.
But he's like, nah, we'd love to have you. So that's where I went. But the first time, I was the first time I checked him out, I was just checking him out. And the second time I take the lead,
So
I'm glad you didn't hold that against me, that I was looking for information,
Yeah. Just from our few conversations off the record, it sounds like you're more excited going into 2026 than you have been for a lot of the past years.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm always excited.
Yeah.
I've always been excited, but the biggest deal is having to requalify, we was either, for the last some time, we was either trying to build a league or requalify for something.
Yeah.
When I was trying to requalify at Bass, maybe I did or didn't do a good job of handling it, but imagine going to work every day, having to perform a certain way to get in. And it's just, that was a big ordeal.
I think that is pretty much the definition of a job, Cliff, is going to work and performing.
Yeah, but you got to perform, but if you don't perform today,
your performance is impacted because fishing is one of those things where your decisions matter greatly on the potential outcome with a crap ton of uncontrollable variables. Right. So what you're saying is you went through a period where you couldn't lock a flip and stick in your hands and say, if I get 5 bites, I'm in the top 5, because if you came in with 2, your 4 kids, your wife, your career, your family was screwed because you weren't going to requalify. So then you end up doing something that you're not doing, which is going to try to freaking catch a 1.5 or a 2 pounder, or maybe throwing a drop shot on a bridge piling to fill a limit out. And if you weren't in that situation, you could go for the gusto. And then before that, you were in the every fish counts format, where you're trying to figure out, like, what do I need to do to survive here, where I'm used to 5 to 7 bites a day? Like, am I on the same kind of in the same ballpark, Cliff?
Yeah, you kind of start micromanaging yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So here's a key phrase in this whole interview, right? For all the tournament fishermen watching, you got to be free, bro. When my mind was free of requalifying,
fishing came easy.
Free of trying to build a league or pulling a rope in the same direction. When my mind was free of all that shit,
it's floating a ship with a rising tide, I think was the saying.
It was pulling a rope in the same direction.
It was? I thought it was a rising tide floats all ships.
No, it was pulling a rope. Trust me.
You guys had an internal pulling the rope.
Yeah.
Ride 2 there.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to so I've always been excited to go back. I'm just excited to
and you don't really have a requalification. Like, you can freaking swing for it, and with 100K at first place, man, you just got to make contact a couple times.
Yeah. It yeah, bro. And we've talked about this off before. I'm really looking for that innocence of tournament fishing. The joy, the fun. And so and let me tell you this too. Everything that I talked about dealing with before, it's all my fault. A lot of it's my fault. Like got it, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? I gotta wear it. But I think this is a opportunity for me to in 2026 to try to fish freely, try to, have fun. And here's the story. The opens they're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get a message here in a minute. Somebody saying, Cliff, I'd really like to see you on the opens. Hit me up, baby. We got boat wraps. We got sponsorship opportunities available. Call me.
You have a boat wrap dialed in, so here's my thought, Cliff. I don't understand why more guys don't do the split wrap. I'm rolling a 1 standard best on tour split wrap. It is the coolest thing I've ever done. Half the people
50,
the people on the water don't know what's up, because if I drive by them on the left side, it looks like 1 standard. I drive by them on the right side, it's best on tour. So, I mean, well, this past year, if they knew it was, they'd probably leave. But it's not like, I see, you kind of a little bit incognito, and then you can kind of split it up. So you could have like an open side and an Npfl side.
I'll do whatever works.
I like the schedule for you though. Harris Chain. It's a sneaky good power fisherman's schedule. And
So
we can actually somewhat talk open because, dude, Npfl went to the best and only correct no info off limits rule in professional bass fishing. It is by far no holes barred, no questions asked, the best off limits and no info rule in the entire sport. And there are other leagues, mainly bass, that should look at the Npfl's no limits and no info and directly copy them.
So here's a story. That was the info rule from 2010 that I know of until 2000 something. 2000
for Bassmaster.
Correct.
100%.
So here's the side note on the schedule, right? Wright-Patman Reservoir in Texarkana, right?
Mm-hmm.
2006 BFL Regional. Dude, that's where I met Dickie Newberry for the first time. I couldn't wait. I'm telling you about. I had met Dickie before. That's the first time I had seen Dickie on the water, and I mean, you know, Dickie's part legend. You know what I'm saying? I was so excited.
I made a top 10 in a Toyota at Rayburn with him, and I was literally next to him in the tanks, and I felt like I was like trying to get people to switch places with me because I didn't feel like, you know, I had any right to even be at the same bump tank with Dickie Newberry.
Dude, the first time I met Kevin and the first time I met Dickie was like, oh my God. It was. So anyway, so
64 top 10s.
Yeah, I mean, and here's my best Dickie Newberry story. When you hear the Dickie Newberry stories, you think, you know, Dickie's a 7'3", Big John. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
7'3", weight 245 or whatever. Dickie Newberry's like 5'3", probably weighs about 120 pounds.
Just catches their ass.
The legend, the myth of Dickie Newberry is.
Yeah. So you got a little Wright-Patman experience there.
Oh, let me tell you the story real quick.
Okay.
So we're at Wright-Patman, 2006. Dude, I ain't got a clue about nothing. Free. No beer, dipping tobacco, like it's good. And so first day of that tournament, 4 fish, 12 pounds, 3 ounces. I think I was in third place. And at that time, I had to be in the top 6 after day 2 to qualify for the All-American. So day 2 of the tournament, I go out there and I catch 1 fish for like, I don't know, like 1.12 pounds. So I ended up with like 13 something for 2 days, and I fell from 3rd to 9th. I finished that regional in 9th place, missed the All-American by 9 ounces. And that afternoon, that day, I thought for sure that I had blown my chance to fish at a national level because I didn't qualify for the All-American. And in 2007, I fished the Opens and carried on. But yeah, that's 9th place.
Yeah, 9th place. You went 12-1 with 4, and then you went 1-11,
yep.
13-12, and it took 19. They only fished the top 10 back then.
6.
No, top 10 fish on the final day, didn't they?
I think it was just top 6.
No, that fished on the final day?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you were right there. You need another fish.
So anyway, I thought, man, I left that tournament thinking like I missed my chance to make the All-American. And I thought that was it. I thought that was. So I got like 4 days or 5 days experience on Wright-Patman nearly 20 years ago. And who knows, maybe I go back and
but this is where I like things like Lay Lake in May, Logan Martin in June, St. Lawrence in July, Lake George in September. I mean, it's not a Toledo Bend, Louisiana Delta, Arkansas River. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not like an overt schedule like that. But I think that for a guy like you, without the forward-facing sonar, those suddenly become really attractive because those are lakes where they're going to be. We don't know what I mean. Lake George is an X factor.
Water willow.
That's what I'm saying. You take Lay Lake, Logan Martin, and especially those two, which is a third. Like you get on a little something, you figure out a little something, and you can carry that with 1 or 2 bites a day. Which for a guy like you, I think, like when you almost won that was it the Elite Series on Clark's Hill?
Yeah,
those lakes remind me of Clark's Hill, like that, like without scope.
And Lay Lake.
Yeah.
That's where I fished my first classic.
Yep.
So who knows, maybe going back to some places that were really special to me and big moments in my life. Who knows?
We're going to take a break. And then when we come back, we might talk a little bit of football. We're also going to talk a little bit of sponsorship. I know you're looking for it, but I think you still have a stable of reliable sponsors. Like you still got Power Pole, right?
Still got Power Pole.
You still got the OG Rattle Trap, Bill Lewis.
Rattle Trap.
Dude, Bill Lewis, you've been with Bill Lewis. Like you got to be one of the, Bill Lewis is the OG, but like I feel like you've been with Bill Lewis for pushing on 20 years now, Cliff.
2011 I started. Big
15 years.
Long time relationship with Wes Higgins. And that is carried over to GSM, Big Bite Baits, Buka Brand, Cuda. That whole group has been really good to me.
You flipping that BFE now? I
have not.
Come on, Cliff. You gotta be flipping that BFE.
I flipped the Fighting Frog a lot.
Yeah, that's Rojas's, but Hallman designed that. You remember we went through that big thing. It was a number of years ago. You gotta get some BTL colored BFEs in your hand.
Yeah, hey,
they make a color BT. I don't know if they still do. I haven't been with them for a couple years, but there is a color of BFE called BTL.
Hey,
highly recommend it.
I got a list right, and once you start naming sponsors, you can't forget them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, we're not done. You still got the cooler. You've been with the K2s forever, haven't you?
Coolers forever. Cash King.
Yeah.
Cash King. That's been a long ride too. Bam Industrial Supply out of Texas. Busby tackle boxes. Got a new one this year. Got a new one. I think I don't know if I can announce it or not.
It's BTL. That's what this show is for. Is for sponsor announcement. Do we need to take a commercial break? You can make a text. Then if you get the go ahead, we can announce it when you come back. Leave everyone on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
We're talking with the Cajun Baby Cliff Crochet. It's BTL on a Monday, kicking off the month of December. We'll be back right after this.
The new Puma STS has been redesigned from the ground up. With the angler, design, function, and performance in mind, nothing on this new offering was compromised, and the only thing carried over from the previous version is the name. Based on the Soft Touch series hull that started with the flagship Jaguar, this new model is nimble and performs incredibly well at all speeds with either a 250 or 300 horsepower engine. Featuring a new 96-inch wide-body footprint, this hull measures out at 20 foot 7 inches in length. Industry-leading design coupled with tournament-winning performance. The Puma STS from Basscat. Feel the rush.
Before there were hashtags, there were handshakes and shared stories. They gave us confidence to make our first cast and chase our dreams. They taught us to fish, and in the process, taught us about life. They taught us that success isn't just about reaching the top. It's about lifting others up. The future isn't just about selling tackle. It's about 3 simple words. Let's go fishing. Here's to the original influencers.
When I'm in a tournament, conditions are constantly changing and every second matters. With the Deep Dive app, I can instantly pull up all the current lake conditions all in one spot. So no more looking at weird government websites. In just one quick glance, I have water clarity, water level, wave forecast. It's all right there in the Deep Dive app. Download the Deep Dive app and get all the tools you need to put together an awesome tournament.
All right, welcome back, BTL, on a Monday with the Cajun Baby Cliff Crochet, potentially on the verge of a major sponsor announcement for the 2026 season. Did you get the go ahead, Cajun Baby?
What's going on? I did not get to go ahead.
Oh, well, that was a letdown.
Oh well, we'll wait for the text back.
What would happen if you announced it without the text back? I don't want to get you in trouble.
Well, I hope it's a done deal. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you can't announce it till you got the paperwork in your hands, and then it gets
Right.
weird if you don't, and then you end up in a Lane Kiffin situation where you got to explain a lot to a lot of people, and then you end up not saying anything for a long time.
Yeah, it'd be a weird deal.
Are you how many national championships for LSU in the next 5 years?
I don't know, man. I hope it works, man. It's a pretty good fit. You know what I'm saying? It should be interesting. Hey, so I'm reading the comments. This dude said I fell asleep. I didn't fall asleep, bro. Wait, no, I was scrolling last year.
Taking a break with Cliff.
I was waiting for another
asleep
guest to
during
get off, and I
Cantaloupe
was
Day
coming on.
in the past year, waiting for his turn to be on BTL. Is LSU Nation excited? I know you're a big Tigers guy. Well, we'll just start with the past weekend. I got a little bit excited. I texted you in all caps, "Are you not entertained?" with about 9 exclamation points, and all you said was a very classy, good game. And then I had to, well, here I'll read exactly what I said to you. I'm an OU grad, love OU, go to a lot of the games. Very excited after our 6-5 season last year. All you said, I said, was wild start. You said, "I'm a birthday party with Ben." I said, "Are you not entertained?" 10 exclamation points. A little bit of a low blow. I said, "Go Sooners," but I spelled it GEAUX and then all capitals. And then you said, "Good game." And I sent you, "This is Sparta" emoji, which.
But like for me on my side, like it's hard to get jacked when like it's not the same when you're not winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally understand it, which is why I was jacked, because it's the Sooners are winning this year. We've had 5 nail biters in a row. 5 nail biters in a row. But yeah, no, I love the move to the SEC though. It's fun talking, with whether you're talking smack with Steve Kennedy or Russ Lane or you. We got sponsor news?
Yeah.
Can we announce it?
Hold on real quick. Let's stay on that. So here's a story. So we got Kiffin at LSU, but Frank Wilson at LSU is that's a cool deal too. Yeah, he was the interim.
Yeah.
But like from the state.
You think he's gonna stay?
He's a lot like Ed Orgeron. Different personalities, different characters, you know what I'm saying? But like both from the state. Frank Wilson from New Orleans, recruiting genius, that whole deal. So to see him drive it for a minute, that was pretty cool to see.
You think he'll stay?
Oh yeah. You got to keep him. Like
they're going to bring in Coach O?
I think he has to. Like, why wouldn't you?
It's really interesting to see.
Dude, check this out. So you got Kyle Williams, who's a D-line coach now. He's from Ruston, played at LSU. You got he's D-line coach now. You bring back Bebe, and you let Bebe do whatever, assist or recruit coordinator or whatever. Then you got Frank Wilson from New Orleans. Like, you put up a fence around Louisiana with Louisiana people, and then you let it ride.
Then you throw in the $25 million in NIL, and you guys are rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I mean, one love, you know what I'm saying?
Is LSU game day something to behold? Like, do you think it's something that every serious college fan once in their life should take in LSU at night, a night game at LSU? Or if you are a fan of the opposing team, would you recommend maybe stepping with caution, wearing opposing team's colors in a night conference game?
Nah, bro. I think everybody needs to do it. Because here's the story. You got a couple people that are, scream at you and talk smack and tiger bait, and they scream all that. But after they get over their initial humbug, next thing you know, they're feeding you gumbo and inviting you to, hang out all day long. And
I've had nothing but positive experiences. I mean, of course, I was with you, and there's literally a "Welcome to Pierre Part, home of Cliff Crochet" sign when you drive in Pierre Part. So I mean, I'm sure people are a little bit nice to me, but that hospitality is real.
How about Jeff says Coach O would burn up the motor in his truck on his way back if they call. Coach O would. God, he might take a gator tail there. He would swim the Mississippi
Have you met
River.
him?
Who's that?
Coach O.
I never met him.
You've never met Coach O. I feel like in person he would live up to. You talk about kind of mythical figures, like we kind of kicked off the show about how that used to be like, kind of Kevin and you for a little bit, Ski. We're like, oh my gosh, like they're the action figure guys. Like I feel like Coach O still fits into that category.
Yeah, Coach O is awesome. You ever had any major football people? It's always been bass fishermen. You ever,
Not
going
yet.
out of the box with BTL a little bit?
Not yet. I'd love to get. There's the thing that I like is you want to talk about growing the sport, quote unquote, growing the sport, and BTL is a niche show. I love chatting like day 4 with Frank, where we talk about Uncle Frank and stuff like that. But like for the most part, like if I'm trying to get into motocross, right? I use motocross as an example a lot because to me it's intimidating. I don't know anything about motor. I've never been on a motorcycle or anything, but I'm not going straight to like the nitty grittiest of the motocross shows that talks about the stuff that I don't even know exists.
Gear ratios and
Yeah. What I think grows the sport are genuine superstars across all, whether it's The Rock or any of the genuine superstars who do it of their own volition and have the world as their oyster, and they choose to be on a boat catching fish, sharing the experience with others. That's really what grows the sport. Take technique out of it, take all that stuff out of it. The pure joy of fishing, where you're not doing it for any other reason than that is what you choose to do in one of your very few off days out of the calendar that has 365 days in it. That I think does more good for the sport than professional anglers and people in the industry trying to shove something down people's throats.
Well, it all has its part in fishing, right?
Yeah.
Like fishing's a big old pie. It all has its part. And that and everybody wants their own part. You know what I'm saying? Like some people watch BTL and they love when y'all talk about, a 1/2 ounce jigs versus a 3/8 ounce jig on Wendy, and people
which we'll always dive down the wormholes on BTL.
Right. But it's also cool too when people just talk about fishing. You like
having a conversation between a 3/8 and a 1/2 ounce and extra fast tip versus a fast tip and a 6-3-1 versus a 8-1 is not going to bring anybody into the sport.
No.
We're not trying to bring anybody into the sport like that.
Right.
But seeing some dude that you've looked up to for 30 years catching one and giving crap to his buddy, and you going, hey, like, look at, and it's a double-edged sword too. So like, look at what the golf influencers have done. Like the game of golf, which was stagnant, stuck up, exclusive, country club,
and
a high rent.
And then here comes Happy Gilmore.
Well, yeah, Happy Gilmore, but you look at the golf the golf influencers right now and the celebrities that are getting involved with what Bryson DeChambeau is doing with some of his got like that. Now you got to teach them right, because now you're seeing all sorts of stuff where guys are on the course doing stuff for clout that is impacting the course in some instances and pace of play and all. That's neither here nor there, but that's the type of stuff that, while it might ruffle the feathers of some purists, in the long run it is doing an immeasurable amount of good, especially for a sport like bass fishing, which I think all of the major companies, especially with like OEM purchases and all the major companies and stuff, will tell you is not they're not seeing record sales in a lot of categories across the board.
Yeah, fishing is fishing, and when outside people choose fishing, it's a good thing. It's cool.
Yeah. Can you drop a sponsor announcement on BTL to close out the show?
Yeah.
I don't want like if you can, it's no big deal. I mean,
No,
you can,
I just got the approval.
Do you want
so
music in the background or?
No, so hold on. Let me go down this list right real quick. So, do Power Pole. So Power Pole is legit. My first deal with Power Pole was 50 off in like 2009. 2000. No, I must have been 2008 or something. I got a Power Pole at like 35 or 50% off, and it was the coolest thing ever. And so Power Pole was good people, good stuff. Bill Lewis, that whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
All up Cash King, they all been great. GSM. Here's the new one. You ready?
Wait, do you want music or not? Let's pick some music.
Yeah, hit me some Stone Cold glass breaking or something.
That's not it.
No.
Is this it? No. This might be the best option. I don't have a lot downloaded on here. You like this one?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a full sponsorship or whatnot, but I will be dealing with the Deep Dive app.
Nice.
Using some technology, using some water flow stuff, some water clarity stuff, right at your fingertips, I think is a big deal. And I look forward to partnering with that group.
That is a very cool app. I use it on day 4. I use it on a daily basis. I'm actually using it today, just the basic function of wind, water clarity, stuff like that.
So here's the biggest deal: fishing how I like to fish, shallow water, running covers and certain types of cover and clear water and current. Anyway, I'm excited to be able to use that because the stuff that I like to fish, you got to find it. Like what's around that corner, and sometimes it can take a while to find it or on a lake. So I'm looking to be able to fit my style with some technology that's good. Hopefully.
I would venture to say, Cliff, out of every listener base in this interesting world of podcast show fishing deal, the BTL listeners are probably there's more BTL listeners that utilize the Deep Dive app than any other viewer fan base.
I could see that.
lot of BTL. I mean, I've been with Deep Dive since it came out, and there's a lot of apps that have been out. I've turned down a lot of apps. I've turned down a lot of. Jeffries is basically like, man, you got to protect the brand, right? And if you start becoming a hoe, your brand value of the brand kind of goes like that, right?
Was that like a Lane Kiffin?
That was a joke. It was a joke. It was. But, it started, and he's not with him anymore, but it started with, Johnny Schultz Fish the Moment. And he had these ideas and the group that they worked with, and it's transitioned from then. But it was one of those things where I literally used it for a year. And they were like, we want to advertise. And I was like, I don't do apps or CBD. And those were like my 2 rules back in the day. And then I called. It was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm in on it.
Literally, see, time changed. Things changed.
Well, it's because I used it, and it actually helps. Like, it's actually a piece of technology that helps a lot. And it doesn't matter whether you're on a big body, a little body. The big stuff, I think they just introduced TVA current flow, and they've got some Tide stuff in there now. So it's all stuff that is completely legal. It's stuff that keeps you from going to 15 different websites, and then it pulls it all together into one. So
I like the
congratulations.
Inflow. Yeah. The inflow part of it. You see what's flowing in the lake.
Yeah, so Frank on day 4 has been doing a bunch of that stuff. So like when the lakes were turning over here in Oklahoma, there's a little bitty lake, and one of the things you can do on that is you can add a lake into it, right? And then it'll show you where the inflows are on it. So I was catching these fish, and where they had been the week before, gone, the moose, like they weren't there. And I moved into like another creek arm, and I could not figure out, because the fish were 8 foot deep on a flat chasing bait. They had no reason to be there. Like there's no structure, there's nothing covering, holding them there. And Frank was like, did you look at the deep dive app? And I said, this is when I figured out you could put little lakes on there with the inflow. So I put it on there. I see the inflow coming in, and I said, dude, there's a sneaky inflow that was right behind in the cattails where I was catching that group of fish. I caught like 40 or 50. And he said, dude, he goes, that is the lake was really stratified at the time. It was right before turnover, and it was super like the thermocline was in like 12 foot. And when I got back there was no thermocline. And he said, you could tell that inflow was pushing water into the lake that you couldn't see. The only way you could tell it was with the deep dive app, mixing it up and allowing those fish to go from top to bottom, not in the thermocline. So I was like so pumped. I went back because there were three other inflows on that lake that you couldn't see. They're not on any map. They're not on anything. I went to all 3 of the other inflows the next week and smoked them out in front of each one.
That's good stuff.
Like, you want to talk about using technology with your fishing experience, with your knowledge, and piecing it all together. Like that's a deal where I would not have caught him without that. I was so excited. I was like, I got to go back to this pond. I got to see if they're in front of the other inflows. And sure enough, it'd be stratified. You get in front. Frank goes, was there some rain? I said, yeah, it rained about 1.5 inches 4 or 5 days ago. He goes, that's where that water's pumping out.
That's good stuff.
Mixing it up, keeping the stratification from happening, and they're pinning that bait down on the bottom, and I was minnering them up.
You was doing what with them?
Minnering them up. Have you caught any on a minnower yet?
Yeah. Hey, first fish of the 2025 season. Clark's Hill. First one I catch is like 5.5 on a minnow.
Wait, your first fish returning to bass is a 5.5 on a minnow?
Yep.
Walk me through, like, if you were to pick your ultimate jig head minnow setup. You realize after you describe this, Randy Blockett will never utter your name again. So I'm just saying, if you don't want to, we can move on to the next thing, since that's apparently valuable to you. But walk me through your ideal, like if Cliff is starting with a minnow and a jig head, what are you going with first thing out of the hopper?
Man, here's the story. I'm going with a Buckeye jig head. I'm going with a big bite minnow on some 12-pound, 10-pound line. We going at it. I don't whatever Drew Gale throws. That's what I throw. The Nicorama.
So you're not very dialed in on that then?
No.
You're using just a 4-inch jerk shad. No?
Yeah, just a minnow. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that new G-Stroll does look pretty good from Buckeye.
Yeah. So that was that, and then you know who was in that same area? Dylan. What is Dylan's last name? The dude that won.
Dylan Nutt?
Dylan, man, you know Dylan. He won at Chesapeake Bay, to do with the beard. He's a vet.
On.
He's a guide at Chickamauga. His name, he's from
Dylan
Maine.
Hayes?
No, man, Dylan.
Who
Florida.
won?
Man, you know Dylan.
No, I don't. I'm Googling it up right now.
He's
It would have
fishing-
been the very first one this year. Clark's Hill.
Is it Florida Blue? He didn't win that one. He won at Chesapeake.
Oh, he won at Chesapeake?
Yeah.
Chesapeake. Oh, the dude with the beard.
Yeah.
Dylan Follardrew.
Yeah, something like that. Dylan. I just know Dylan.
I do not personally know him.
Well, he's a good dude. And so I was fishing one little side of the point, and he was fishing the flat side of the point, and we was in the same area. And he he beat me up. I mean, he did a really good job. He put on a clinic big time. And then I was struggling because I'm not no scoper. That lake had slicked over, got real calm. And I was throwing a 3/8 head with like a 4-inch minnow, shaking whatever. And this dude's catching them one after the other. And he's like, nah, it slicked over. So he give me like it's like a 1/4 ounce head with like a little bit of minnow.
Wait, in the derby, he hooked you up.
Yeah, well, he's sitting on like 21 pounds or something. I'm sitting on like 4 for 7.
And you're just
like,
going.
yeah.
Were you like, man, you're kicking my ass over there? And he said, get over here, Cajun baby. I'll hook you up.
Yep. Good dude.
What a guy.
Good dude. So maybe because he's such a good dude, he got a guide service in a tackle shop on Chickamauga. I wish I knew the name of it. But y'all check him out.
Dylan Drew. Hold on. I'm copying that last name. That's similar to Pangrak when it comes to spelling it.
Hey, why you checking that out? This dude wants to know what's the best Cash King reel under $200. Yeah. I gotta answer that. It's real easy. It's the Cash King Deadbolt.
That's the one. That is not. Explain it. That is not a very. It's pretty much for one thing.
No, it is not for one thing.
It is for one thing, Cliff.
No, dude, it is for shallow water power fishing. The reel has no star drag system, right? Which is perfect for the drag is locked down, which is perfect for frogging and flipping and stuff. But I like it. I like to throw it on any shallow water technique, bro. Buzz bait, ploppers,
zero drag.
Because what you do anything when you fishing up shallow and you throwing big line, what you do with your drag anyway?
Lock that sucker down.
You lock it down. And for the dude that's about to comment that says, well, you're gonna miss a big fish on it because you don't have any drag, that's false. I caught 11-pound 1 ounce fish, largemouth bass at Toledo Bend on a crankbait, and all you gotta do is thumb him when he gets by the boat. So that is the best Cash King reel to buy under $200.
I like it. The Talkin' Tackle Lodge and Tackle Shop. That's Dylan's.
Yeah, Dylan's a good dude, bro. He got a big old beard. It's kind of intimidating, but nice guy, military vet. And if you're going to check
there
him.
It is right there. Talkin' Tackle Outfitters and Lodge. Stay just 1 mile from the Chester Frost Boat Ramp, legendary Lake Chickamauga, 3-bedroom lodge attached to a fully stocked tackle shop. Wait a second. Yeah, I got to get him on guide day. So he's got a lodge, so you stay there, and it's attached to the tackle shop.
Hey, and he's fishing the classic, bro. Let's get this dude on BTL.
I will. He's got all sorts of stuff on there.
That's Dylan right there on the right.
Right there?
Yep.
Co-owner and Lake Chickamauga guide. All right.
But anyway, so Dylan's catching him, and he's like, "What you fishing with?" And I tell him, he's like, "Nah, bro, you need the small stuff. Here you go." And he hooked me up.
What a guy! And you didn't know him before then?
No, I had met him. at the ramp on the first day of practice. Just some dude, what's up? What's going on? All good morning. You know, it's all good. And then, ended up fishing by the tournament. And he hooked me up. Good dude.
What else you got, Cajun baby?
Same old. Life is good. I'm excited to get to fishing, bro. Hey, I do have a boat for sale. 2025 Ranger Z520R, 250 Merc loaded, power poles, active target, low ramps. electronics, power pole move, trolling motor. If anybody's interested, let me know. I'll deliver it. I just need it going.
We take him out for a day of flipping.
I take him out for a day of flipping, cook him some gumbo, and shoot, I'll even give him a Cash King deadbolt.
If they want
I will even give them waypoints of where I seen Kevin Van Dam fishing one time
in 2008.
In 2008. And then I'll even throw in a phone call with your favorite pro. If your favorite pro is whoever, we'll call them. They might beat me up after, but
details on where people could reach you if they would like to know more about the vessel. Wait, so what'd you fit? What? Let's be honest here. How long have you had this Ranger? Is it a year?
I don't know, just 10 months, 11 months.
10 months. So it's just the 8 opens.
8 opens.
So it's not like this thing's been raining around the Atchafalaya Basin for 600 hours.
No, it got like 120 hours on, 130 hours.
Yeah, and you look at the schedule. You had one little river tournament. A lot of open water fishing going on in this vessel.
Yeah, I mean, I fished the St. Lawrence on it, and I fished Leech. I spent a couple of days on Leech.
God, how bad was that on day 2?
It wasn't bad at all, man. I fished protected waters. I protect my equipment. I don't, even though I have really good equipment.
You didn't run? You didn't go out into the big water on day 2?
A little bit. I didn't go.
Oh, I started right out in the teeth of that stuff, Cajun baby.
I fished one of the big days on right. I made a little run, but
did you go out into like the 6-footers?
Yeah, I ran in, but I went through the back. I took a little bayou out the back.
Yeah, you took the real little narrow thing that you have to idle through.
Yeah.
So did you notice when we came out of that on day 2, did you ever look ahead while you were idling and the lake was like 3 foot higher than the actual like channel we were idling through?
I didn't really notice.
That's how rough it was.
So I didn't really notice that. I was kind of like praying and hoping. I'm not a big fan of water. But yeah. Hey, so Jeff talking about we can stop at the Spunky Monkey after we go flipping. I'll buy the drinks.
But is that a local watering hole?
Yeah.
Yep. Cajun Cliff Crochet on Instagram, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. You got an email if people are real serious and want to make sure that you get it. And now just drop you an Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Attention, Ranger
boat.
Ranger boat.
Yep.
I want to buy your Ranger.
I got it. It's ready to go.
Oh, you know what I did since the last time I've had you on that I thought about you? This past summer, I went frog gigging.
With your hands?
Yeah.
Where
like at? Front, in Arkansas. It was me and Todd Seisner won last year. We got outbid this year, but last year we won the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame auction for a frog trip with Steve Bowman and his partner in Arkansas. And we got the headlamps on and the big spotlights, and he'd be like, "There's one," and then we'd go in and there was hundreds of gators all around.
Well, fried them.
Yeah, so we didn't get a limit, but we stuck them in a fish basket afterwards. We'd alternate. We were probably about 80% once we got it, and then frying them in chicken batter.
Yeah, fried frog legs good.
Dude, I'll tell you, my buddy Juice blackened them on the Blackstone. I was blown away at how good those things were. Cajun seasoned blackened. I'm
all about the frying some frog legs, dude. I love it.
Yeah. I still have probably a half dozen left. I vacuum sealed them. I got my freezer's absolutely insane right now. I got crappie fillets. I got Green Bay yellow perch fillets.
Green Bay.
Yeah, from Green Bay. It's freaking nuts. This is actually like right out in the middle of the bay. I got red salmon from the Kenai River in Alaska. And I got
some deer.
I got Arkansas frog legs.
How about that?
I got a little bit of backstrap from my buddy Juice, and I've got some elk. It's not a bad freezer, is it, Cajun Baby?
Let me know. I get you hooked up with some crawfish.
Not this time of year, right?
Bro, we can always get crawfish.
You can't freeze crawfish though.
Well, yeah, you can freeze them. You boil them and then you pick them and then you freeze them.
Oh, so it's just the tails.
Yeah, just the meat.
I never even thought of that. Is it still good or does it get like rubbery?
No, it's good. Good stuff.
All right. Congratulations on going to the Npfl. I'm sure you will you'll have a couple derbs there. I fully anticipate you going into day 3 with a shot at 6 figures.
Are you coming with us?
What do you mean?
Npfl.
No, I'm fishing the opens. One division of the opens.
Hey, I'm all about that. Great sponsorship opportunity. If somebody wants, let me know. We'll work out a deal. I'll promote you on the Bassmaster Opens.
I feel so. Here's where I feel like a deal. This is where I feel like a Cliff Crochet is exceptionally valuable. Can we have a little brainstorming session here, even though we're still live? We'll just pretend like we ended the show. Does that work? So you are a recognizable name, one of the best caricatures in a good way in the industry. So if I'm a small, medium company that deals in like sales, so let's say like I sell whatever, but I do, $50,000 to $1 million sales, and you're in like oil and gas is big. There's a bunch of different industries, but you need to sweeten the pot. Like I would like to have a Cliff Crochet in my back pocket to where if I've got a guy who is on the fence, maybe I'm in competition with a couple other companies to sell it, and I go, oh, I sponsor professional angler Cliff Crochet. Oh, Cajun Baby. I'll tell you what, let me hook you up with him. I'll get you down there to Louisiana, and I'll take you out for a couple days.
That's right.
And it's on me. Don't worry about it. He's my guy. He sponsors me. That pays off one time for a $250,000 deal where they go, hey, I want to go out with Cliff Crochet. I like this guy. These are my type of people. And whatever it costs to sponsor you through that series, they're making back tenfold.
Correct.
So it's not like, hey, Cliff's going to catch him in the opens and we're going to sell a bazillion spinner baits to make up for it. Like you're looking for that unique opportunity, that personal, small business or company where you are an asset to that company. And in turn, they make you make them a bunch of money and they allow you to fish free.
Correct. More of a business development role, customer acquisition, customer retention, hospitality type of situation.
Like, I think that's where a lot of people miss the sponsorship game. Like the best relationships, and guys aren't talking about it because they don't want other guys to figure it out.
Right.
Like that's the honest to God truth. There's guys like, can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say, oh no, how the hell that guy's still out there? The hell, he doesn't catch him anymore. Like who the heck's paying? And I've sitting there going, you have no idea what that guy is doing for the non-endemic companies that are a little bitty logo on his boat. Like that dude has made that company, $1.5 million in contracts because someone knew someone that liked bass fishing and that guy said yes and he wanted with that, and that company's going, okay, we don't care if this guy finishes first or last, but he's got his stuff together, he's on a tour, he knows what the hell he's doing, he takes care of it, and he closes sales.
Yep. Take care of your people. That's what we can do. Bro, it's so hard to explain that to people. They just don't get it. But
the days of making a living, and like there's some 20-year-olds that are doing it this year, but will they be able to do it for 30 years? No, because guess what? In 8 or 5, 10 years, whatever, there'll be a whole new crop that's coming up. It's real easy when it's rolling. You're making big money on it. You're winning tournaments. You're doing $200,000. You don't need to develop that side. But the real thing is, are you using the tournaments as a platform to build, create, and grow your business, or are you using the tournaments to survive another year? You have to start building that foundation, and that initial foundation is the Elite Series, the BPT, the Npfl, even if it's a pay-to-play deal like an Npfl or an Open or something like that, that gives it to you. But then you got to build on top of that. You can't just live on the foundation. Use that as the original building block and build on it. Like, the guys who make the most are the most creative on it, and they're the guys who don't catch them good. That's the honest to God truth.
I owe you, like, I don't know what I owe you. We'll see how this conversation works out. But yeah, I'm gonna screenshot this and send it to my people and be like, that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
There are guys who have figured this out. There are guys who do it. And they're the guys, there's a bunch of guys who go, how the guy's wasting his time. The hell's this guy doing out here? He hasn't won in forever. If you talk to that guy's sponsors behind the scenes, they'll go, this guy has made my company more money in the past 4 years than any single one of the salesmen. Because it's relationships, it's personalities, it's memorable experiences. Personal experiences that sell things.
Yep. Yes. Thank you, Matt. You just said it. I love it. Yes. So if that's what you're looking for, social media pages, hit me up. We'll take care of your people. In a unique environment.
I worked on Hallman when I saw him at the Auburn game. That's a hard no.
See that again? I lost you.
Someone said, when is Hallman coming on? And I said, I worked on it. He had originally said, yeah, I'll come on once a year. Dude, Hallman's out of it, loving life, enjoying life. And he's hunting like it's a bad day to be a deer. And he were around Oklahoma with Brad Hallman in the stand. Hunting, doing some stuff, some work, some property. Like he's doing good. He's happy. And that's all you can ask for. He's happy.
I probably need to randomly call him, check him out.
Yeah. You ever had a pen completely just implode? You want to talk about playing with pens? So this was a fully functioning pen not 3 minutes ago, and I got on my high horse on it. So now I have, oops.
You got pumped up. You were selling.
Yeah, look, now I've just got a tube, a nose cone, the ink thing, the rubber band, and the little white thing at the end. Literally, I have there is no pen anymore. And look, yeah, there you go. There's beds. The beautiful thing when it says social media is more important than skills and tournament wins, for sure. The beautiful thing about working with an independent, small to medium business that relies on customer sales and relationships is like a guy like Cliff, you don't need to like prove who he is because you've already proved that. Like you've already fished in the classics. You've already made the BPTs. You've already fished on the Elite Series. Like you don't have to sit there and post 100 times a day.
So the social media thing is more important than tournament wins?
Definitely more.
It is, and it's not. It depends on what what conversation and where it's
like
at.
People aren't going to tell you about that side of it because the ones who have it want to keep it that way.
Right. I agree. It is important, but it's all in different things that are important at different times and different
and situations. It's got to make sense. You got to be with someone who understands it and a guy who, you know what I mean? Like it's but I definitely know of, guys who own companies who were like, hey man, I knew it was between me and another company and this guy fished and we sent him on a 3-dayer with X angler and he came back and he's like, all right, do I get to keep fishing with him? He's like, if you sign, you do. And they did $1 million deal.
Look, Justin's all in. Justin's all in. We just got to make sure it takes off.
But there's a bunch of companies down in your neck of the woods across Texas down in there that 40, 50K. I mean, that's like a good lunch.
They got just got to find the right people, man. Just got to find the right people. Life will be good.
Listen, I'm talking about it. I haven't taken advantage. I mean, I
saw Skeet up in here earlier. Skeet is one of them dudes. Does a good job.
Yeah. I mean, he retired and he's busting his ass on Reese fishing now. I mean, I think it was one of those things. Remember, I remember those when those yellow rods first came out.
Crosby.
Oh,
Skeeter Crosby.
I thought you were talking about Ski Reese.
No, Skeet's enjoying retirement too.
Oh, he owns his own rod company now and reel company, owns it. I don't think it's just his name on it. Remember, he had the Abus with the skeet on it, and then he had the Wright McGill rods that were yellow with the skeet on it. Now it's Reese Fishing.
Yeah, well, I think his rods are skeets. I think it's the reels in collaboration
Cast
with
King.
Cast King.
Yeah.
Shout out to and the whole Cast King deal comes from Al Norraker, longtime fishing industry guy who's now retired, who was a big deal with me going to Cast King. Good morning, Al.
Are they still trying all the crazy different like reels? Like I feel like they had like for a while there, their thing was like smart reels and computer chips and
affordable innovation is what we do at Cast King. Their new one just came out, the MGTI. Is a really, really sweet, lightweight workhorse reel. That's one worth looking at. But yeah, they did a couple of eye reels and smart reels, and them cats are always looking at something, trying to figure something out, make something better.
yeah, right there. All sorts of Black Friday stuff.
The MGTI is their latest and greatest, and it's nice.
Who else? Yeah, I won't even get into that. I know that they've got a pretty substantial. What was it? The Titan, the Royalty Family, the Navigator, the Jaws, the Gladiator, the Finesse, the Master, the Specialty and Pro endorsed. Is that where I need to click on to get to that?
Yeah.
Driven to extreme innovations. There it is. There's the deadbolt, right? Look at that. That's the deadbolt.
That is the
Speed
deadbolt.
Demon Elite deadbolt.
Yep.
That's a $114 reel right now.
See, that's what we're talking about. There's no star drag on it.
What do you mean? Oh, so there is no drag on that reel.
It's locked down.
Oh, there it is. You have like a little bit of tension spool, and that's it.
And you got centrifugal brakes on that reel, which is a big deal. That reel is really athletic. It is.
Ooh, I like that description.
We love it. You know, it's a big deal for frogging and flipping and braiding. But I throw that a lot. I throw that on chatterbaits, swim baits, buzz baits.
You get a year out of one, Cliff. I mean,
that?
I'll ask you. I'm not associated with them. You typically get, and I don't care what brand it is, you get under $250 on reels, and longevity becomes an issue. Can you get a year out of this reel?
Yes.
Like solid year where it feels smooth.
Yes.
There you go.
And so the drag, I know I just said this, but the centrifugal brakes, that's a big deal, bro.
Why is that a big deal, Cliff?
That makes it athletic. You can
I don't know what athletic means. When you talk about a fishing reel, I don't know what athletic means.
you can set them brakes. I skip with that reel, skip frogs, skip chatterbaits. It casts a rattle trap a mile.
I got you.
It casts a bunch of smooth. It's for $114, miss.
Yeah, that's worth giving it a shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's Skeet Reese's Icon spinning reel. They got all sorts of Black Friday stuff on there. Go buy Cast King reel. Support the Cajun baby.
Yeah, help me keep the lights on.
Cast King had the longest line of the Fort Worth Classic last year. Cliff, did your kids catch every single catfish in the kids' casting pond?
They would have tried to catch every one of them if we wouldn't have got them away. They tried a bunch.
Matt, you can have a CTL video. Yes, I'm working on a CTL video. So now that we've got a couple episodes under our belt on the water, you have an understanding of what we're talking about. I'm going out into the Bass Cat. I'm pulling the Power Fishing Todd Huckabee Signature Series line of rods, the Sunline, the Tungsten, the One Standard hair, the Cyclops jigs. We're going to walk through the My Power breaks. We're going to walk through the entire setup. It's going to be in person, up close, to where it'll be a video that incorporates some of the on the water crappie stuff over the last month and really lets you see the stuff that we've been talking about, but you really couldn't show or, up close and personal until you had an understanding of how we were doing it with the 14 to 15 foot extra heavy rods. So that'll be tomorrow night. Rendered video.
Talking sac-a-lait fishing.
Sac-a-lait. Yeah, crappie. You ever dipped them on a 12-foot rod?
No.
Dude, you got to go. Come on.
My partner does it. My partner's all about them sac-a-lait, but I can't.
You take that 12-foot rod, dip it right next to the cypress, and then just...
I could tell you a technique of what he does, But if I said it, he'll kill me.
It's BTO. There's, like I said, there's a couple guys that have pointed out no one who's crappie fishing is listening. The whole thing is it's teaching bass anglers how to crappie fish. Very happy with the numbers. Getting like 1,000 people watching it. Like I was like, that's a passion project. I'm not doing it for the views. I'm doing it because I love it.
Sakale for life.
Are you gonna tell me how he's doing it or not?
Oh, I can't. He's beat me up.
It's BTL, man. It's Bass Talk Live, and 90. There's like maybe 3 people in your neck of the woods.
You can't do it where you at anyway. So
I bet you I can. Why can't I do it?
They don't have the type of cover.
We have Cypress.
Who said Cypress?
Because I guarantee that's the only thing that they're on. But I will tell you what, I could take you to some nice Cypress on Fort Gibson Lake.
Boy Scout Cove.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alan Kelly, Randy Kelly, that whole crew. How about that? That's old school Oklahoma.
So how they catching him out? How's he catching him out of the Cypress?
With a jig, of course.
Is he dipping it or is he corking him?
I don't know what. Oh, you talking about like
yeah.
Oh no, he's a freeliner.
You can't say this and then not tell me.
Bro, I can't say it in public. He's gonna beat me up. Them soccer boys go, and that's who I get my frog legs from. So
okay. Yeah. You got to keep that relationship. You got to keep that pipeline free and clear.
Because he hooks me up with frog legs. So,
all right, all sorts of Black Friday deals going on too. Another 50% off a bunch of AFCO stuff. All the BTL partners, all their stuff on sale too. I did a show with Dave from Best on Tour last week with the link to all of the Black Friday Cyber Monday deals in there. Those are still going on. I know you're probably going to get on and buy a bunch of Christmas gifts after this.
I am.
I'll let you do that. Always appreciate it. Always a good time. Looking forward to seeing you vie for a couple 6-figure checks on the Npfl next year.
That's the plan. If not, we'll have fun trying.
Thanks, Cajun baby. Buy your boat and sponsor you.
Yeah, let's do it all. Whatever you need. Just
and buy a Cast King reel.
Yeah.
And a rattle trap.
Yeah.
See ya.
Have a good one.
Yeah. All right, the one and only Cajun baby. Tomorrow, Justin Lucas talking about his big win in the Cup Series. Also going to try to get Brent Ayler on. He sent me his contact, and I didn't want to text him over the weekend, so I got to text him this morning to see if he could jump on too. This has been another edition of BTL Bass Talk Live. Same time, same place tomorrow. Talk to everyone then. See ya.